All right, well, good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this morning's edition of Coffee and Conversation, featuring one of my very favorite topics, the arts. Right behind me, you might recognize the stage and my wonderful painting as you see the Arsht Center above my kids' pictures. Let me adjust a bit. But that was a beautiful painting upon my first day of starting here at the GMCVB. One of my friends brought to me, and so every day I have a reminder that I spent many days at the Arsht Center. And of course, part of the Arsht Center experience is enjoying Florida Grand Opera, who will also be presenting with us today. I think I forgot to mention, for those who may not know me, my name's AILEY, and I'm the Senior Director of Partnership at the Convention and Visitors Bureau. And 9 years ago I was still at the Arsht Center, and I was there for about 7 years before I came over here. So I have a very fond, happy place in my heart for everything arts related. And I know my colleague, John Copeland, who's going to be sharing some updates on Art Week and some other great initiatives we have coming up, also was one of my colleagues at the Arsht Center. So it's kind of like a little reunion here. And then of course, to see all of our friends that I've made along the way, it's just really great. The only thing that would make it better is if we were in person, maybe at a show, right? But the good news is we can do that this year. So without much more talk from me, I'm just going to share one more note, and then I'll pass it over to John to give us some highlights on Art Week. And then we'll have an update from the Arsht Center, and Florida Grand Opera will conclude. We'll do some questions along the way. So of course, if you do have any questions, we encourage you to put them on the chat, and we will get to them at the end. If you have any questions for anyone here at the CVB, you can also put them to the chat, so we'll get to them. Be sure to listen, because we do have some great prizes at the end that will be based on today's presentations. So we'll have 3 trivia questions, so be sure to stay tuned in to have a chance to win some really great prizes, including tickets. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to John Copeland, our Director of Arts and Culture. So what is going on in arts and culture? Quiet this week, isn't it, John?
Yeah, just a little quiet here in town, here in Miami. We've kicked off Miami Art Week in a big way. As everybody knows, Art Basel Miami Beach is back, along with about 14 satellite fairs and festivals throughout our community. And that ranges everywhere from downtown. In downtown Miami, there's a great Flagler Street Art Festival happening this year that's brand new. I encourage everybody to get down to Flagler Street and check out what's happening down there. It's a free festival, so you're welcome to join this weekend for activities that are happening in downtown Miami. Certainly Wynwood is buzzing. We've got new Wynwood walls. As everybody knows, Wynwood Walls has 22 walls that are painted with murals by internationally renowned artists. And every year they redo 11 of those walls. So half of our Wynwood walls are brand new as of this week. And so I hope everybody gets a chance to get out there and see Wynwood Walls, which is now operating as an outdoor museum. So it's a great way to see the walls at a very curated and controlled experience. Also happening in Wynwood, we've got Red Dot and Spectrum over at Nana Wynwood. They're back this year for a great show. And so that's one to definitely check out. And then just a few steps away from Wynwood in the Design District, there is a lot happening there. There's some great installations that are happening. The Gagosian Gallery is over at the, I just blanked on the name of the building, the Moore Building. The Moore Building is where they're at. And so make sure to stop in the Design District and see everything that's happening there. And certainly with ICA Miami, which is always free, a free museum here in Miami. It's a good thing to be able to experience. And then in downtown Miami is also the return of Art Miami in Context at the Miami Herald building site. And so those pavilions are set up and opened yesterday afternoon at 4. And then of course, all of the great things that are happening out on Miami Beach with Untitled and with Scope, as well as fantastic activations in a lot of our hotel properties, as well as the museums, the Bass and the Wilsonian and many others. New things to keep in mind this year. Don't forget to bring your mask. Bring your mask with you to the fairs. They all are requiring a mask for attendees. Also, something to be very aware of is all of the fairs have gone with digital ticketing. So you'll have to go online. Many of them have apps that they have associated with their fairs, or they're doing ticketing through Eventbrite, and it's an easy add to your Apple Wallet if you need to. But as you see, there's a lot happening there. Also going on here within the GMCVB is our Miami Temptations program. We are an arts, culture, and Heritage Month here in December and January. And so there's a lot of special deals and offers out there. If you are an arts organization and are not participating, please reach out and let us know. We'd be happy to include any special offers you may have for upcoming performances or openings or exhibitions. And we can connect you with our Temptation team to help you be a part of that process. But with that, I'm going to end my remarks, turn it back over to AILEY, and looking forward to hearing from our guests this morning.
Awesome. Thank you so much, John. Hopefully the spotlight will come off here in a sec. But thanks again for the update. I hope everyone can get out and enjoy. I'm going to go ahead and introduce a former colleague, longtime friend, an amazing arts lover, supporter, and a dancer. Had to put it in there, Ava. Ava Silverstein, Adrienne Arsht Center Senior Director of Development of Corporate Partnerships, and Grace Padron, who is Manager of Corporate Partnerships, who will also be providing some support and updates as well. So Ava, take it away.
AILEY, thank you so much. It's great to see everybody and to be back. This is actually my second stint at the Arsht Center. I worked here for 5 years, starting in 2009, and then went on various adventures and came back, and couldn't be more pleased to be coming back at this moment in time where we're, hopefully and thoughtfully and enthusiastically emerging from a more quiet, more different moment for the arts. But if you take nothing else from my presentation, take this: we are open for business. Come back, come and see us, come sit in our seats. We are safe and we are joyful. And I feel personally and professionally, that's a little bit of what everybody needs in their lives right now. So I will share my screen if I'm able, and walk you through just a little bit of highlights for this season at the Arsht Center. So this is our 15th anniversary season. I remember being here when we celebrated the 5th anniversary, and it felt like a really big deal because this is a big building and it's a big commitment by our community to support the performing arts. And then I remember celebrating the 10th anniversary season, and it felt like a really monumental season because it was a decade, and what we had given so much to the community, and the community had given so much to us. And now celebrating our 15th feels very Miami because it's our quince. And it's, again, a really big deal. And I will show you why. So we are a mission-based organization. Several years ago, I remember that we were able to Google map the Arsht Center as Miami's town square. And that's really how we see ourselves, as providing something for everyone. Our performances are globally impactful, locally connected, fearlessly creative, and for you, for everyone. Our doors are really open to every price point, every genre. Thus far, we've had 5 million guests walk through our doors, more than 250,000 students with free programming. We do approximately 500 shows each year. We have a $200 million local impact. Each year in before COVID times, we had about 500,000 attendees annually. And as mentioned, we really are walking the walk in terms of diversity, equity, inclusion, and also innovation on both a local and a national level. A little bit about who our guests are. Our guests mirror our local Miami market in terms of diversity, in terms of gender. I will say that what's not on here, but I know to be true, is that 75% of tickets are purchased by women. So men, get in there and get online and purchase those tickets as well. And we have this incredible international reach, which I think is important to share, being that this is a tourism bureau driven call. If you look at this pie chart, it's astounding. I mean, we all know this about Miami, but it's really special that when people come to Miami, they're not just coming for our beaches and for our luxury shopping, they're coming for our cultural offerings as well. So what is special about our Sweet 16? We are offering $15 tickets, which is pretty amazing. We're offering it across almost every series that we present. The promo code is SWEET15. You can see it here. And if you go online and purchase tickets and put in that promo code, we do have those tickets available, which is awesome. We've hardly ever done something like that before. Broadway in Miami. So we have a really robust Broadway series. It's presented by Bank of America with support from Nicholas Children's Hospital. The first show on the series is Hairspray, which is going to be a showstopper. But the whole season is just really incredible. And we're so happy that Broadway is back in New York, but also back in Miami in a very significant and again, very safe way. Jazz Roots, presented by EFG. This is a series that is beloved to Miami. It really calls upon our Miami roots, right? It's Latin, it's Afro, it's New Orleans, it's everything. So some of the highlights from this season, we have the next show is Diane Reeves, who is singing Christmas classics. She's a multi Grammy Award winning songstress, and really looking forward to that for the holiday season. And then Theater Up Close. This is a series that takes place in our Carnival Studio Theater, which is a smaller, more intimate black box theater, and has really been an incubator for both local and national artistic talent, which was a need in Miami when we first started, and we're proud to keep doing it. So we have coming up next week Jacob Marley's Christmas Carol, which is a really funny take on the movie. Scrooge appears in it. And we have just fantastic offerings in that studio setting where you can sit right in the middle of the action and really feel involved with those productions. And then we have our classical music series, which is obviously supported by Steinway, which is a great local partner of ours, and the Knight Foundation. These are, national stars that are coming back to Miami. Jonas Kaufman, Joshua Bell, who's a great friend of the centers. Again, I remember in before times when one year Joshua Bell came here and he sat in the lobby, and there was a line of, adoring fans and many of them were like 12 and hundreds of them. I'm not even exaggerating. And he sat in the lobby after his show and he signed every single autograph. And so I'm looking forward to seeing him and seeing those 12-year-olds back in our hall. So we have 2 engagements with Joshua Bell. And then of course we have Lang Lang, who's the, phenom piano artist. Live at Night is a series that's just sort of like our catch-all umbrella series for all great performances that happen on the Night Concert Hall stage. It's presented by Spirit and Epic. And these are some of our highlights. As you can see, Jay Leno is going to be a big, big deal. Patti LaBelle, Pink Martini. We have some others that have not been announced yet that are really exciting and going to appeal to a very young demographic. So we're happy about that too. We're really looking to make sure that we have something on the roster for every taste bud. And let's dance. Oh my gosh, let's dance again, right? So Alvin Ailey is here every year. I hope that you consider making this your holiday tradition as I do. It's just the most uplifting moment to see them perform Revelations on our stage every year. So they are back in February. And then of course, just wanted to mention, we have AILEY Camp, which is, there are 7 national AILEY Camp programs providing a free dance and personal development opportunity for children from our community, 100 children each summer. We did it last year with a hybrid virtual experience, and it's a real give back that is a major part of our mission in supporting young talent in our community. Arsht Center Presents, this is sort of a new series that we have where we're looking at sort of genre bending, innovative new performances. I have to say, mark your calendars for Blue Man Group. I think they were here the last time like 20 years ago. This is our summer blockbuster. They're coming in June. It will sell out for sure. And I just can't wait to be splattered with it. If you have not been to Blue Man in Soho, please come and see them at the Arsht Center. It is really not to be missed. And then, of course, we have Family Fest, which is free and family friendly. And we haven't been doing enough face painting during COVID, I think. So it's back. It's on our plaza. It's in our halls. And these are some of the offerings coming through. Dr. Kaboom, Bash the Trash, Cirque Calavante. Kids go wild for this, and the parents do too, frankly. And it's just, it's a joy to see hundreds of thousands of kids in our seats for free enjoying. This is what it's all about, really. And then we have performances. We've been doing this now for several years, where we have every single 5th grader, every single 7th grader. We're now expanding every single 9th grader in the Miami-Dade County public school system come into our house to see a free performance. We started with Rock Odyssey, which was a retelling of Homer's Odyssey, but with a 9-year-old lens. And we've expanded to 2 more productions that are now coming through. This is a really important one for us, the Heritage Project. This is amplifying, elevating, celebrating Black and Brown voices in, again, our local and national artistic community, really making sure that we have this platform of celebration and recognition. So we have a festival, we have a salon series. Some of the highlights coming up are a Black Hollywood salon, a discussion on race, intimacy, and expression in dance, and then my favorite, a DJ dance hall Caribbean culture, Get Down. Free Gospel Sundays. Again, please come through, put on your Sunday best and come through. This is a free series that features some of the greatest, oops, I went too fast, some of the greatest stars in gospel music, and also, fellowship and companionship, and bringing our community together in a really special way. Our gala, just want to mention, our gala is back. It will be bigger and better than ever, so look out for that. There's nothing like a gala on the Opera House stage. And our amazing resident companies and partners. I'm so pleased to be on this program, speaking this morning with Florida Grand Opera, and Miami City Ballet returns with Nutcracker in 2 weeks, which we're thrilled about, and of course, New World Symphony. We also have lots of great local partners. Peter London is back with his dance company, the Cleveland Orchestra, Flamenco Festival, and Bob Marley's Three Little Birds, which is a retelling of Cedella Marley's book, Every Little Thing is Going to Be All Right, which we think it is. So just one word about health and safety. We are deeply committed to presenting world-class performing arts, and we are also deeply committed to making sure that our guests, our staff, and our artists are safe. So the current protocols in place are that you do need to show either proof of vaccination or proof of a negative COVID test. We're not doing temperature checks at check-in. We are doing checks of those, vax and COVID tests, and you do have to wear a mask inside of the theater. However, I will say we're really happy because just this week we were able to lift and serve concessions inside. So I know that glass of champagne during intermission is critical, and we are able to now provide it. So that's exciting. And we just invite you to engage. Come and visit us anytime. There are volunteer opportunities. We have an amazing tour that I think was actually AILEY's initial creation that will be back soon. Giving opportunities at every level is important to us. We want to feel and participate in our community by touching everyone. And so we encourage you to reach out at any time and certainly to come and visit.
Thank you so much, Ava. Really appreciate the presentation. That was amazing. I'd encourage you or Grace to maybe place a link in the chat so people can check the calendar and start getting their tickets. Tickets are a wonderful holiday gift. There are also gift certificates available. So if you're not quite sure what someone might like, you can get a gift certificate and say, here's the calendar, pick something, let's go together, or enjoy it on your own. It's a wonderful way to support the arts and also do something different that is memorable that they'll never forget, as opposed to another coffee mug or tie or whatever else it may be. Thanks again, Ava, for the update. If you do have any questions, again, we encourage you to put it in the chat. And for now, we will go ahead. Let me spotlight you, Eva. Go ahead and pass it over to our friends at Florida Grand Opera. We have Cindy Sadler, Marketing and Communications Manager, as well as Guy Proenza with Foundation and Corporate Relations Officer. So Cindy, I'm going to go ahead and pass it to you to take it away, and Guy, give us some insights along the way as well.
Thank you so much, AILEY. Thanks for being here. We are so excited to be here. And as somebody who's just moved to Miami, I'm brand new here. I really loved hearing about the Arsht Center and all the offerings that we have. And I too am really excited that we are able to be in person again. It's been very hard on all of us. So we're very excited about our upcoming season. And I'm just going to go ahead and share. And you've seen that. Hopefully you're seeing the right screen.
Yeah, it looks good.
Good. Okay. So we're Florida Grand Opera. We are the premier opera company in Florida. We began as opera. We began with the vision of Arturo Di Felipe, who was a tenor and a voice teacher at the University of Miami. And in 1941, he decided that Miami needed an opera company, and he formed the Opera Guild of Greater Miami and staged his very first production the following year, which was a single performance of I Pagliacci. And you all know that one because that's the Ridi Pagliaccio, that one. And he did it at the Miami Senior High School. And then eventually the company was rechristened as Greater Miami Opera and moved to the new Dade County Auditorium. And then in 1945, there were a group of opera lovers and music lovers in Fort Lauderdale established the Opera Guild. And in 1994, these two companies finally merged to form what is now called Florida Grand Opera. We are under the direction of Susan T. Danis. She's the first woman to serve as the CEO and general director in the company's 80-year history. So this is our 80th anniversary season, and that's pretty exciting, having survived this long and through a pandemic. The photo that you're seeing right now, and I'm forgetting to click as I go. The photo that you are seeing right now is of Luciano Pavarotti and Joan Sutherland. And these are two of the famous singers. But one thing that's not often known is that Pavarotti made his American debut right here in Miami in this particular production. So he made his debut at Florida Grand Opera. And if you look back through our list of people who've appeared on our stages over the years, Placido Domingo, Renato Scotto, Mirella Freni, Cesare Siepe, Cheryl Milnes, Tatiana Troyanos. It's a who's who of the greatest opera stars in the world and in the US as well. So our mission here, we're a nonprofit, and that means that we exist to serve the public. We are literally your opera company. And I'm going to let Guy speak a little bit more about what that all means.
Surely. Thank you all for having me here today. And thank you, Cindy, for that introduction. I mainly wanted to talk about is that FGO is primarily supported through philanthropy, and something that a lot of people don't know, and something that when I was growing up and seeing Broadway shows and seeing operas, I had no idea, is that I automatically assumed that the ticket, the price of the ticket covered the opera, and that's entirely false. A fun fact is that actually 63% of the whole company's revenue comes directly from the development department, from giving, which only leaves 37% of the revenue actually allocated towards the revenue that we receive from tickets. And that 63%, it is a staggering number, is made up of foundation and government support, corporate giving, special events, and most importantly, individual giving. I just want to briefly touch up on a little bit of the demographics of these individuals, as well as an example of a corporate event that we have going on throughout the season. So the demographics of the individuals that give and support the opera and attend the opera are that 60% of them were or are in a senior or executive level position. 60% of them actually have a master's degree or higher. And similar to the Arsht Center, a good portion of our demographic, 40% are from a diverse ethnic background, catering towards that South Florida melting pot that we have down here. Now, going into the corporate event that we have this season, we're very excited that we have a new collaboration with the Greater Miami Chamber of Commerce, in which we're really catering a special experience for their high-level Chairman's Circle members. And this includes things like a backstage tour there of the Arsht Center, amazing seats within the Arsht to see our first production of A Streetcar Named Desire, followed by a proposed dinner on the actual set of the opera, where these members of the Chairman's Circle will actually be joined by the principal artists from the opera that they just witnessed. So we really try to offer a truly unparalleled opera experience to our corporate partners. And we try to cater it with every single person that we work with. And with that, I don't want to take too much time, but I'll pass it right back to Cindy.
Thank you, Guy. So when you hear all this and when people hear opera, opera is generally considered to be an elite form of an elite music form or genre. I am an opera singer myself. I've experienced singing in venues big and small across the country and overseas. And I can tell you that it is not as elite as people think it is. In fact, it's really kind of subversive, and it is traditionally, opera composers always getting in trouble with the government who wanted to suppress certain ideas. But it is meant to be for everybody. And so as part of our mission as your opera company, we have a variety of events and programs. We have concerts, we have community conversations, we have family days, we have an education program for K through 12. We have our studio artists, and of course we have our main stage opera season. And I'm just going to go through and speak a little bit about each of these really quickly. So the first thing I want to introduce you to is our concert series that we have. And these are a wide variety of concerts that are in locations all over Miami-Dade and Broward counties. They're inexpensive, they're family friendly, and they feature both our studio artists, who you see pictured here, and some of our very talented local singers. The tickets, if you're interested, are on our website at www.fgo.org, and you can see some of the things that we have coming up. It's quite a variety. So our next thing is our Holiday Pops concert. We have a spirituals concert, which always sells out. We have our Viva Zarzuela concert. Real Life Equals Verismo, that's an opera concert. Jazz, Motown, just a great variety of things. And we're always interested in serving up something for everybody at these events. Our community conversations are thought-provoking opportunities to connect the opera art form to the humanities, religion, and politics. This initiative engages South Florida scholars, artists, and thought leaders to facilitate conversations. And so on screen here, you see some of the past conversations that we've had. We did a show a couple of years ago called The Passenger that involved an escapee from the Holocaust. And so we had several discussions about that. This year, we're presenting Fellow Travelers, which is based on the Lavender Scare of the 50s. And so we are talking about the coming out experience, about the gay American dream, and the next generation is queer. I don't know what these have already happened. So, but we will be continuing these every season usually with one of our contemporary pieces. We have family days. Many of our shows and events are family friendly, but we also host special family days where you can bring your family and friends and enjoy a free backstage tour of the opera and see where all the magic is made. And we have quite an extensive opera education program. So we have several different versions depending on how old your kid is. And so one of them is the Halo creates meaningful connections between different academic topics and opera elements for K-5 students. Isolde, which is an opera name, but also in school opera learning during experiences, is an interdisciplinary introduction to an opera program for grades 5 to 8. Hope, having an opera performance experience, provides low cost or free tickets and transportation to over 5,000 Miami-Dade and Broward County high school students so they can experience the thrill of opera live. And my personal favorite is the Live Opera Lab, which is a 2-week summer program for high school kids who are interested in opera, either in performing or just interested in general. So they get to come in and have a 2 weeks hands-on experience in the summer. This is another one of my very favorites. These are our studio artists, 5 of them. We have 7. So the studio artists is an incredibly elite group of singers. These are the creme de la creme of the rising stars, and they're the backbone of our company because they perform in every show. They perform our concert season, and they're just stunning young singers at the beginning of their careers. They go through a process to become a part of this program that is not unlike America's Got Talent, or as I like to say, it's really more like the Hunger Games in some cases. It's incredibly competitive. We get thousands of applicants. Out of those, we hear maybe 100. And then we pick 5 to 7 out of those. So you can see that it's incredibly competitive to get in. So what these students are doing, not students, excuse me, they're not students, they're young professionals. What they're doing right now is preparing. They come in and have coachings. They have photo shoots. They don't really have a lot of classes, but they do sometimes get to meet with some of our stars that come in and have master classes. But they are here to polish their talent. And I really encourage you to come and meet them. Because they are pretty incredible, and you can hear them next at the Holiday Pops concert. So now we're going to get ready for our main stage season, and I'm going to show you a little. This is a little bit of a backstage look at someone getting ready for a show. This is Rafael Porto. He was one of our studio artists a couple of years back, and he's getting ready to sing the Bonds in Madama Butterfly. So you can see, and this is of course very speeded up. You can see Sue Schaefer in there. Our wig and makeup designer is getting him ready for this show. And there he is on stage. So I think it's always fun to see those little transformations. Thought it turned off my phone. So our first show of the season is A Streetcar Named Desire. And if you have not experienced opera before, I really challenge you to try it out. It's going to be 2022. Try something new. We're coming out of the pandemic. We're going back into the theater. This is the show you want to come see. You know this show because Stella, if you haven't seen the Marlon Brando version, look it up on YouTube. It's familiar. It's an American classic. It is a 1947 Pulitzer Prize winning play by Tennessee Williams. And one of the fun facts that a lot of people don't know is that Williams actually produced A Streetcar Named Desire here in Miami at the Coconut Grove Theater in 1957. And he had Tallulah Bankhead was playing the role of Blanche. He wrote it for her, and they didn't get along. So she ended up kicking him out, and he had to go down to Key West and lick his wounds. The cast didn't like him, so he had to leave. This transition of this great American story is set to music by the renowned jazz pianist, arranger, and classical conductor composer Andre Previn. And he has created this incredible score that is sprinkled with jazz elements and also references to Puccini. And again, if you're not an opera person, Puccini is one of the most romantic composers we have. So you have these beautiful sweeping melodies, but this is a contemporary piece. So you also have this sort of movie score, movie soundtrack sound to it sometimes. It's very, very involved and evocative, just like the play itself. It's a if you're not familiar with the story, it's a very dramatic story of a fated Southern belle who is descending into madness. She goes to live with her sister and her sister's brutish husband. So it's a great story. I really encourage you to check it out. Go to fgo.org for tickets. And it's going to be January 22, 23, and 25th at the Arsht Center. So next, I'd like to share with you Nicholas Hoff, who's one of our former studio artists. And this season, he's going to return and sing the role of Mitch in A Streetcar Named Desire. But today, we're also going to have him give you a little preview of Rigoletto. So that's one of the most popular tunes and probably one of the best known tunes in Rigoletto. And no, we're not going to listen to it again. And this is a exciting, gritty story, but some of the most gorgeous melodies you'll ever hear. That was one of the bouncier, more fun ones. But it's a story every parent can relate to. It is a sweet and innocent child falls in love with the wrong person, and that wrong person is a jerk. And it ends about as badly as you can imagine. But this is an opera that puts the grand in grand opera. It is a sweeping score. It is gorgeous costumes, as you can see from the set, the kind of grandeur that you're going to see. So if traditional is your thing, Rigoletto is for you. And it is going to be in March 12th, 13th, 15th, and 17th at the Arsht. And again, you can get tickets at fgo.org. Now, I'm really excited about this one. This is Fellow Travelers. It is based on a bestseller by Thomas Mallon, and it is a political thriller as well as a romance. And it is the story of a young college graduate who's just gone to work for the State Department during the 1950s, right during the height, well, as McCarthyism was getting up and rolling. So I didn't know about this until recently, but in addition to the Red Scare, there was a Lavender Scare in which people who were even suspected of being homosexual were persecuted and fired from their jobs because they were afraid that they would give out secrets, that they were too easily blackmailable. So this is going to be at April 23rd through the 28th at the Lauderhill Performing Arts Center. Again, go to our website for tickets. Fascinating story. Our final show is Agrippina, and the opera's over 300 years old, but honestly, the plot is like something out of The Real Housewives. It involves this incredibly brazen, fierce leading lady who's, after her husband dies, she's determined to get her son, who's not terribly worthy, her son is Nero, by the way, on the throne of Rome. And she'll do anything to make this happen. So it's a Baroque score, which means that lots of vocal virtuosity and fireworks. And that's going to be May 14th to 19th at the Scottish Rite Temple. Here's what we have coming up next. We have our Holiday Pops concert on December 4th. And if you would just like a sampler, this is the perfect thing to come to. You'll get to hear our wonderful young artists up close and personal. It's here at the Doral Opera Center, 7:30 p.m. and it's $25 a ticket. So it's a great way to come hear some Christmas songs. There's a sing-along, there's Hanukkah songs, there's Broadway, there's some opera, a little bit of everything. So we encourage you to come on down for that. And if you'd like to see our full performance schedule and event, please go to our website, or we'd be happy to send you some brochures if you want to get on our mailing list, which you can also do at the website. If you'd like to know a little bit more in depth about behind the scenes at the opera, we're going to do another Zoom again next week at this time, 10 to 10:45. And you can email me, csadler@fgo.org, to register. And Guy, would you go ahead and put that in the chat, please? So now we're ready for Q&A, and then we're going to have a little quiz after that.
Great, thank you so much, Cindy. I know a few questions have come in to me directly, so I'll go ahead and there was one about the Doral Opera Center that just came in. Is that a new venue, or is that at your offices?
These are our offices where I am seated right now. So we have a warehouse with an office building, and in the back we have our rehearsal space. So you actually will be coming to hear this concert in our rehearsal space. And whenever you get to come and hear a concert here, that means you also get a little backstage tour. So you get to go through our costume shop, and you get to go through our scene shop and kind of get a little sample, whatever we happen to be working on right then. You get to take a little look. And for the Holiday Pops concert, we have some special decorations. We're going to have a photo booth where you can stop and get your photo taken in a pretty family atmosphere. And our photographer is a photographer who shoots for Brickle magazine. So it's not just us standing there with the cell phone. You're going to get a really nice photo.
Awesome, great, thank you. And then I have a question that came in for the Arsht Center about the farmers market. Ava, is the farmers market still happening, and is Books and Books open?
It's up and running. Books and Books is not yet up and running, but we're anticipating a very near return for Books and Books. What is also going to be up and running beginning next week is Brava. Our restaurant is opening again. So there's lots of opportunity for concessions on site.
Great, and now that you mentioned Brava, I remember it had specific seating times. So it's a good idea to make that reservation online in advance.
It is, oh, I'm sorry. Probably can't hear me. Sorry. I was trying to use my mug per your direction. Brava reservations are all online, so you can go to the artcenter.org site and make your reservations there.
Great, and then last question about parking. How is parking? We know there's lots of construction going on.
Oh, it's fabulous. No big deal.
Parking, no issues.
Oh
right.
My God. No. No, I mean, the school board lot is open. There's a parking garage that the staff all uses that's also accessible to the public. There are options, but in all honesty, there's still construction as well. You'll see it when you come.
Right, but there is valet?
Of course, there's valet in every house all the time.
Awesome. All right, great. Let's see, any other questions on the chat here? Let's take a look. I don't think I see anything else. Any final comments before we get to trivia from Guy, Ava, Cindy, John? All right, I'll have one more comment before we get to trivia. And the comment is that next let me just adjust something here. Next Wednesday, if you can, please join the Florida Grand Opera presentation at 10. And we will not have a networker next Wednesday at 10. We will save all of our energy and fun for you for our annual holiday reception, which will be in partnership with the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association and our friends at the Greater Miami Hotel Association. And we expect about 300 people. It's going to be December 15th at the Biltmore from 6 to 8. Tickets are only $15, include 2 drinks, light bites. We have a photo booth. We're going to have a Macy's pop-up shop, some great door prizes, and we're asking everyone to bring a new toy, unwrapped as well, which will benefit a few of the local United Way agencies that we've been paired with. So our team goes out and drops those off directly to the kids. So we know they go to needy kids. I've dropped them off myself, and they definitely appreciate the items that are brought. So I encourage you to bring something nice. With that, let's go to the fun stuff. I know we've been all waiting for the trivia. Cindy, do you want to start? I know you had a few questions, I think.
I'll kick it off. So we have 2 fabulous swag bags here. I'm going to try to see if I can show them. They're back there in my, I don't know if you can really see it that well, but there they are in the back. And they are, one of them's worth about 150, the other's worth 250. So get ready.
Okay.
I'm going to share my screen again. I'm sorry.
Let's remind them of the rules, right?
I'm gonna show my screen. It's got the rules. Oops.
Oh, perfect.
I am gonna show the rules we got going here. Sorry, that wasn't it. Sorry, technical difficulties. Give me just a second.
Take your time, and I can just get everyone.
I'm going to go ahead and read them because I think I messed up.
That's fine. That's
The rules are, you must type your answer in the chat, and it has to be addressed to everyone. So just put it in the general chat, not to somebody personal. Okay. The first person to answer correctly in the chat wins. And for us, Guy is going to be the judge. So he's gonna check that out, and I guess Ali will help him. So you're gonna win one of 2 beautiful bags of opera swag, which you just saw. So question number 1, get ready. Get your typing fingers ready for the chat. Question number 1, what year was Florida Grand Opera established?
Keep going, people. Keep going.
Helpful hint.
We're on, helpful hint, right?
Helpful hint. It's our 80th anniversary. I think we have a winner.
I think we have a winner. We have here, is it Lisa, I believe? Delaveau?
Yeah, our friends Lisa at the Museum of Illusions, our good friend, recently hosted a fantastic networker. Thank you again, Lisa, for that great event. Yep, if you do your math, it's 1941. Sebastian, you're 20, you're still in 2000.
I understand it was a little confusing because we had a bunch of different dates that it went through, but it was actually formed in 1941. But those who said 1994, there probably should be a secondary prize for you, because that's when we officially became Florida Grand Opera, but we count it back to the 1941 as our date. Okay, question number 2. This one requires a little memory. Question number 2 is, name 3 out of 4 of the operas in our main stage season. See if you were listening. 3 out of 4 of the operas of our main stage season. Everybody's Googling our page.
Cindy, I think it's fair to say that spelling does not count, correct?
Spelling does not count, especially the Italian names.
Do we have a winner?
Do we think we'll take I think we'll take James, no?
I bet James would love to get a swag bag. It looks right to me. I don't know. You're the judge.
Her name is Rigoletto and Agrippina. I believe we'll give it to James.
I think James wins. Congratulations.
Good job, James, on taking those notes. And James runs our visitor center out on Miami Beach, or the visitor center on Miami Beach, and it is an amazing asset. So thank you for all you do. And again, our friends Lisa at the Museum of Illusion. So we'll connect you with them so they can arrange to pick up their gift and hopefully pick up some brochures too to take over to the visitor center. That would be a great plan. All right, Ava, you're up.
Okay, Cindy, you're tough.
Yeah, she's tough. She's tough.
Okay, so we are also offering an Adrienne Arsht Center swag bag. If red is your color, you are in luck because it is also Miss Adrienne's color. So we have everything red that you can possibly imagine under the sun. I don't think we've ever valued it because we keep adding into it. It's like the bottomless pot of Arsht Center swag. So it's an unparalleled value for your free reception. And we're also offering 2 tickets to Bob Marley's Three Little Birds. So bring your kids, come on your own. I bet we might have some jerk chicken and Jamaican rum at our Constellation Bar.
I'll be
Okay.
there for that. I'll be
All
there
right.
for that, but you know I'm getting tickets for that.
Yay.
So
All
I
right.
will see whoever wins there. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this is a 2-part question. So you have to get both parts right. And if nobody does, we'll just figure it out. The first part 1 is, which dance company is returning to our stage in February? And part 2 is, what is their most beloved dance called? That's part 1. Oh, you got it. You got it. Yay. Oh, Allie, you're muted.
Yes, I just said it. Yes, I'm muted. Thank you so much. And man, I will tell you, seeing Alvin Ailey really is a religious experience, if you ask me. You really do get the goosebumps and feel totally energized when you walk out of there. I've taken my children to see them and seen them on my own and seen them rehearsing, and it's just an amazing experience. And Robert Battle is still directing them, is that correct?
Yes, he's celebrating his 10-year anniversary this year.
And for those who don't know, Robert Battle is a Miami native, and so we're proud to have that connection. And he's always happy to come home, and he usually does some special things with the kids and talks to them. And I don't know if they'll do that again this year.
We're hoping, and yeah, and you know, Jamar Roberts, who's also from Miami, was a leading dancer with the company. He's now the first ever resident choreographer with the company. So we have really strong Miami roots with the AILEY company. They consider coming to Miami like coming home. So we're just, can't wait.
That's exciting. And I'm learning some things about some of our partners. Charlotte was a Alvin Ailey student or studied. And yeah, I'm glad that we have a big fan as our winner. So we'll connect you with the winner, Ava. And again, thanks to everyone who joined us today. We'll be sending out a reminder to everyone for the holiday reception, and hopefully you can come. You don't need to be a member, so bring a friend, a colleague, a family member, a date, whatever you'd like. It's going to be a fun outing. It's outdoors unless the weather is bad, but we are planning to do it outdoors on the area near the fountain with the DJ. It's going to be a lot of fun, and again, a great networking opportunity while supporting some great charity. Any final words, John, for the group, or shall we dismiss and move on to the next art event?
Yeah, I think we all need to get out there and hit the traffic to get to the next opening this morning.
What traffic? No parking issues, no traffic. But thanks again to everyone for joining us. We'll look forward to seeing you on the 15th, and then we will take a break during the holidays for our, for a little vacation. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but hopefully everyone will have a wonderful holiday season. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Art Week, Happy Art Season. If any of us can be a resource to you, I know we can. Reach out to us if you want to connect with any of our partners or wondering which art show is the best. Ask John, don't ask me. Of course, have a very safe and wonderful new year. And if we don't see you on the 15th, we'll see you in January, and we'll start promoting our networking events in January towards the end of December. So, one thing, we just reconfirmed our wedding showcase for January 23rd. So if you are in the wedding space and would like to be part of that event, it's free with your membership. More details being sent out probably Monday. I didn't want to get lost in all of the Art Week communications, but Monday you'll see a communication about that, and it'll be at the Miami Beach Convention Center, January 23rd. And again, it's free with your membership. We'll have opportunities for activation, sampling, and it's also going to be a quinceanera showcase. So in line with the 15-year anniversary at the Art Center, we'll also be hopefully attracting that audience to help send business your way. All right, so with that, thank you again to our wonderful speakers. Let's do a little round of applause here. Woo! Thank you so much. We appreciate you and all you do. And again, holiday tickets are a wonderful holiday gift. And also just supporting the arts is important. As they said, tickets only cover some of the expenses, and they're employing tons of local folks in the arts. We got to keep it strong and vibrant. People are coming just for our amazing arts and culture experiences. So we need to keep them strong and up and future looking. And we can only do that if we can all get out and support. So thanks again to everyone who came today, and have a great afternoon. Thank you so much.
Thank you, AILEY.
Thank you.
Thank you, AILEY.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.